I'm gonna carry out this drawing starting with 2D by concentrating on this portion here and later revolve it to create a 3D drawing. So start with a new drawing by clicking this drop down arrow, click new, and select Acadiso 3D template for metric units and click open. To work on a 3D modeling environment, you can click this arrow here and select 3D modeling and make sure to work on parallel projection. I'm gonna bring back my other drawing, which is my reference drawing, and start with line from the midpoint here up to this point, which is 228 units. So bring this to front view. Start with L for line command. Click anywhere on the screen. Bring your cursor upward for 228 units. And move to your right for 110, which is half of 220, which is the diameter of this drawing here. So from this point up to this point is 220. Another line from here up to here. So type L for line command. Click the endpoint and bring it down for 42 units. And to your left, from this point up to this point is the difference of 50 minus 15, which is 35. Bring it down for 120, which is from this point up to this point. So line again. And to your left, for from here up to here is 15. Bring it down for 48. And from this point to your right is 42. Bring it downward for 18 units. And then to your left, is the difference of 210 so 210 minus 78, which is from the distance from this point to this point, and divide it into 2, so equals 66. So the distance from here to here is 66. So L for line command, click this endpoint and to your left for 66 units. And bring it upward for 36, which is the distance from this point to this point. So 36. And then to your right, which is from this point to this point. And the distance there is the difference of 78 minus 96 divided by 2. So 96 minus 78. So divided by 2 is 9. So L for line command again. Click this endpoint and to your right is 9 units. I'm just gonna make this bigger. So this here, this point is 9 units. And then another line from endpoint, bring it upward for 45 units. So from this point to this point is 45. And now the distance from here to here is the difference of 120 and 96 divided by 2. So 120 minus 96, 24. So divided by 2 is 12. So L for line. Click this endpoint and to your right for 12 units. And bring it up for 132 units, which is from this point up to this point. So L for line command, click that endpoint, bring it upward for 132 units. And then offset this line. And the distance is 15. Type O for offset command, enter, and enter 15 units. And click this line and click downward. And we have this distance here, which is 114 minus 120, or 120 minus 114 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. I'm just gonna trim, so type TR for trim command and remove this one, and then draw a line for 3 units from this endpoint and to your left for 3, and bring it upward and click that perpendicular point. Before we proceed, go down to your status bar and make sure your dynamic input is on, polar tracking, object snap tracking, object snap, selection cycling, 3D object snap, and maybe dynamic UCS too. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is join the segments. So I'm just gonna trim first, so type TR for trim command, enter twice. I'm just gonna remove this one here. Trim this one also. Now join the segments by typing J for join command. So J, enter, and just select these segments. Now it's one object. Mirror this object. So type MI for mirror command. Select the object you want to mirror. Right click to enter and specify first point of mirror line. Click this endpoint and this endpoint and select no. Now the distance from this point up to this point is 153, but I still have to measure the distance from here, midpoint up to this point is 84. So create a line. So L for line command. Just hover over, bring it down for 84. And then move your cursor to the left for 153 units, which is from here up to here. Now I'm gonna revolve this one. So go to home and click this drop down arrow and select revolve. Click this object, enter, and click this start point and this end point and enter 360 degrees. Now draw a circle from this end point here, and the circle there is 180. So change the direction of your Z. So go to home and inside coordinates panel, click Z and make it parallel to the direction of this flange here. So click here and move it that way. Now draw a circle, click the endpoint and enter D for diameter option and enter 180. And the thickness for this one is 18, which is from this point to this point. So what I'm going to do is extrude this one. So go to the ribbon, click this drop down arrow and select extrude command. Move it to that direction to your right for 18. Just going to turn off the grid. And for the outside diameter of the flange, from this point to this point is 104 and the inside diameter is 80 as shown here. So create circle. So type C for circle command, enter, and specify center point for circle, so which is the face of this flange. Type D for diameter option and enter 104. Right click to repeat circle, locate center, type D for diameter option and enter 80. Select those two circles and extrude up to the center. Now I'm gonna create a bore by removing the inside cylinder. From solid editing panel, select subtract command. Select the objects you want to keep, the face, this one here, and this object here. Right click and select the innermost cylinder for the bore. Now to remove this portion here that's sticking out, I'm going to change this to 2D wireframe and create, so it should cut from this point here and bring it upward here. So I'm going to create circle. I'm going to change the direction of the Z first, parallel to the direction of the circle I'm making, or the cylinder. So bring it upward. So type C for circle command and locate center. Shift right click and just hover over the side. And then, yeah, this one here, this point here. And select that circle and extrude it up to this point here. I'm going to change this color. Wait, I'm going to create another layer with different color and maybe red. All right, so I'm just going to change the layer for this one so it's easy to see. I'm going to bring this to front view. I think it snapped correctly. Now I'm going to use subtract command. I'm going to change this first to shaded with edges. Oh, it didn't go over. It should go up to this point here. So I'm going to bring this back to the wireframe and bring this up. I'm just going to use press pull command up to this. Wait, front, press pull up to this point here. Let me see. Bring to front view. Change this to shaded with edges. There you go. All right. So use subtract command inside solid editing panel again. And then click the object you want to keep, right click, and select the object you want to subtract and enter. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna create this one here, this portion, and the distance between these holes is 178. So what I'm gonna do is create a hole. So I'm gonna change the direction of the Z again, parallel to the direction. So Z, bring it upward because our circle is gonna be parallel to the direction of this part here, the cylinder. So C for circle, locate center, shift right click, just hover over on the side to locate the center, and then enter D for diameter option and enter 178. And I think there are about, let me check, 6 holes. So from top view, I'm gonna create C for circle, and from this intersection, type D for diameter option and enter 18. Change this to wireframe. and extrude this one. And the depth for that is from this point up to this point is 31.5. So extrude downward and enter 31.5. And then the distance from the midpoint here to the tip is 4.5. I'm gonna use cone. Go back to the ribbon, and if this one is not showing, click this drop down arrow and select cone and select the center and click the quadrant and bring it down for 4.5. Okay, I'm gonna isolate and change this to shaded with edges. Alright, so I'm gonna bring it back, the hidden objects. Okay, so bring this to top view. Select this one, or type array first, array polar. Select this one. Specify center point of array, which is this end point here, or center of the circles or cylinder. And then go back to the ribbon and enter 6. Now use subtract command from solid editing panel. Click the object you want to keep. Oh, first I have to explode these objects here, otherwise it's not gonna work. So X for explode command. Click this one and then use subtract command from the ribbon. Click the object you want to keep, right click and select the objects you want to subtract. This one. Okay, by the way, if this one bothers you, you can turn this off, the selection cycling. Alright, again, click the object you want to keep, right click, select this object, this one, and next would be the side, which is also 6 holes, and I believe the diameter for the hole is also, no, it's smaller, it's 14 as shown here. So I'm gonna just turn this around, left view, and to change the direction of the Z, it's either you can bring your Z that way, that direction, parallel to the direction of this flange, or if you bring this to left view, so this is gonna be our X and Y plane, or if not, you can click this drop down arrow and select this square here, and it brings you to the XY plane. So anyway, circle, allocate center, shift right click and locate center, type D for diameter option. Wait, I have to know the distance from, okay, from this center here, midpoint of the hole, to the center of this hole is 144. So C for circle command, locate center, type D for diameter option, and enter 144. And then circle again, click this quadrant here. It's easier when it's wireframe. Alright, circle, quadrant, type D for diameter option, and enter 14. And then type array polar, select the object you want to array, locate center, shift right click, locate center, and then it's 6 as shown here, the default value. Just enter. All right, I'm gonna explode this one before I extrude. Click one object here, right click and select similar. I'm just gonna remove this one in the selection. So shift click the object to deselect and then extrude. Oh, it selected the other ones too. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. The similar thing is not. So remove this one. All right, again, right click, select similar, and all these holes are selected, so nothing in here. So we are safe. So extrude just up to this point, about 30 or 32 to be safe. There you go. I'm gonna change this to shaded with edges, and then use subtract command from the solid editing panel. Click the object you want to keep, right click and select the object that you don't want. I think we're okay. Enter. All right, we're almost done. I'm just gonna apply fillet. So from here, I think this one is, wait, I haven't applied dimensions. This one here. All right, is 3. I think everything is 3. Here, here, in here. Let me check. Yeah, it looks like everything is 3. I think so. All right. Now, go to solid, select fillet edge, and go down to the command prompt, click radius option and enter 3. And apply. I'm on the wrong window. Okay, fillet, radius, enter 3, and then select this one. What else? This one here. This one. Okay, where else? Should be this one too. This one, I think, is also 3. Enter twice. Okay, I'm gonna check where else. I think this one here too. Just give me a sec. Annotate. It's 3. This one is 2. So solid again, fillet edge, radius, enter 2, and click this one for 2. Right click to repeat fillet edge, radius, enter 3. And where else? I think I'm gonna apply 1 for radius. Maybe just this one for 1. This one here. Enter twice. I think we are done. I'm just gonna apply materials. Here you go. So I'm going to change this to apply materials. Make sure to change this to realistic. And I'm going to choose maybe this one. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. Change this to maybe just 100. Close. Color. Okay, wait. I think it looks good. Now we're gonna copy this one. Top. Copy. Slice. And just hover over. Locate from the center. Just move your cursor here. Click and move it this way. And specify a point on desired side. So I'm gonna keep this side here because I want to see how it looks inside. I think it looks okay. Think I'm done. So thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you want to. And thanks for watching. See you again. Bye bye.